I want to talk about relationships after 40. I would say in the bullshit that goes along with it, but I don't want to be labeled as a man basher. Because I'm not. I do love men, all men, even the clear people. I like transparency as well. Okay. I do. If they got money. Okay. If they got money. But anyways, so we want to talk about relationships after 40, and as which people by now pretty much know that I'm divorced. I was married for 4 years. My navigation of relationships have not been the greatest because literally I don't think you know this, met him, dated him. Well, I guess we could say, let's go down all of them. Fuck buddies, friends with benefits, dating, committed relationship, marriage, 9 months.
Oh, wow.
And he loved my dirty drawers, girl. I promise you he did.
So what happened? No.
You know, that's another
that's another episode. I'm sorry.
But I'm saying because now I'm after 40, which I never thought that I would, you know what I'm saying, be starting over. When I got married, I thought that was it for me because my parents were together since my mother was 16. And then my mother passed 2 years ago. So that's literally her entire life. She's been with my father.
Okay.
So I just grew up in a way to know that once you get married, that's just it. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't my case because, you know, whatever. Sham of a marriage. Maybe not. At times could be. But now that I'm back out here in the streets, so to speak, I'm trying to figure out. Seriously, I'm trying to figure out like what relationships are after 40 because it's different. Like I really thought coming back outside was like it's over the bullshit.
But it's not. What's in the streets?
In the streets means like I'm outside. I'm open to things.
Okay.
But I'm not in the streets like the millennials say.
Right.
In the streets.
Okay.
I'm Gen X streets.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
So for me, I just like. I think I said it before. I'm into meeting people, having great conversation, and if something comes of that, then it comes of that, right? But for the most part, I don't have expectations, but I have expectations. Like I was talking to you, Mims, about this earlier. Like I be needing my space, but then I want you to be all over me at the same time. But then don't irritate the shit out of me, because then at that point, then I want you to leave me alone. But then I still want to be with you.
I'm the same. I definitely need my space. I definitely need my space.
But then how do you? So, have you been married before?
No. I was with that one.
It's her boobs.
I know. We'll put it on Friday.
Okay.
All right.
You have not been married before?
No.
What's your longest relationship?
Oh, 7 years.
That you want to honor? Because a lot of them don't count.
7 years.
Straight. Mm-hmm. Did you think about getting married?
Mm-hmm. Yes. It was a conversation.
No.
That's why we're not together.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, there was a lot of men that wanted to marry me, and I said no. Mm-hmm. And I just wonder sometimes what my life would have been like if I would have got married earlier, because I got married, you know, close to 40, and I don't have children, right? Like, I was at the bar yesterday, and one of my friends' was looking through my phone to see, I was showing, like, pictures or whatever, and he ended up seeing a friend of mine that he was interested in, asked me who she was, blah, blah, blah. Then he said, is she married? I said, no, she's divorced. Then he said, well, does she have children? And then my friend was like, of course she has kids. What kind of question is that? Anybody after 40 years old has kids? And I got offended.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have children. And it's not that I didn't want children or don't want children. But now, at the age that I am,
you don't.
Yeah. I want to be outside. Like, I want to travel. I want to be able to get up and go whenever I want to. So that's not really in the cards for me.
Yeah. So
then I think about dating in general. And so I'm like, when you meet people, what makes a successful relationship after 40? What do you think are some attributes or vibes that the person has to have in order for you to feel like?
For me, it's communication. Like, I want to talk to somebody that's easy going, listen, and you know, because for me sometimes I don't get that. And looks, I do like looks.
Are looks number one? Because I feel like you got to be attracted at first.
No.
No.
Not for me. But they,
No.
yeah, because I can date anything.
So,
as far as looks, I'm not like, I don't like pretty boys. So
Okay.
that's one of the things I do
Right.
not look at. So I prefer my men dark.
Okay.
But
Dark can be pretty boys too.
yeah, but you know what I mean. You know, back in the day, it was
Yeah.
light skin. They always called them pretty.
They
rookies.
said the light skinned ones is soft.
Yeah, they all.
That's what they
Yes.
said
They-
back
yeah.
in the day.
Yeah,
But I know a lot
still
of them
now.
that's not.
Still,
I mean,
yeah.
it could be. It's
Yeah.
a possibility.
But another stereotype, right? Like that's crazy that we say that about them.
I think for me, I feel like I got to be attracted to you in some type of way first, whether it's your swag or whatever.
Yeah,
So I
me
understand
too.
what
Yeah,
you're
definitely
saying
swag.
about- Yeah,
Definitely
like
swag.
you got to be swagged
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, because I think I'm kind of fly.
You
so
are.
you got to match mine. Like,
Okay.
I don't want to go out to dinner and, like, what does he want to wear? Not to say that means something, but it means something to a certain degree. I'm not saying you have to have on expensive or materialistic things. Just be well put together. That's it.
Yeah, because-
fingernails done, things to that nature. Like, haircut, if you want to have a haircut, have a haircut.
And so what I'm finding out also, which this might be a whole nother damn topic, but men that like gel polish, I don't know if I could get with that.
Well, no, not gel. You can have it clear.
But it's clear gel.
No, just regular clear, like you just getting a manicure. Not going any further lights. Just a manicure. You don't like a manicure?
I like a manicure.
Okay.
But why can't you get it buffed out? Why does it have to be?
I
mean,
know.
I'm getting used to it because I know that's the new
But-
norm now. Like that's the new norm for y'all niggas is polish.
Yeah, well,
They
as long
like
as it's
it.
clear, don't come to me with no black polish, red, any other color than clear.
I've seen that so many
Yeah,
times on Love and Hip Hop.
of course, and
crazy.
it's I mean, but some things that we see on social media or they try to bring it over, like keep that for TV.
Yeah, and it's not reality.
Exactly.
It's really not reality.
It's not.
Because as I sit here and I think about what's important, like as far as attributes of a man that I'm interested in, like you have to have maturity, you have to have honesty, communication, loyalty.
Yes, and family for me as
Yes.
well, because I'm close knit to my family. So I need somebody that love their family as well, because I'm going to be a part of my family. So it's a lot of things that I do with my family, and I don't want somebody that cannot relate.
Right.
Because me and my son, especially for my son, we have a great relationship. So I want someone that can understand that that's my only child. He doesn't mean that he has to come first, but anytime he calls, I'm going to be
Right.
there.
Right.
And I just want, that person to understand that, when dealing with me.
So, but your son is older.
Yes, he is. but
He's
still.
over 18.
Yeah, he is.
So, would you date someone? Because we touched on this the last episode. People with children, dating people with children. I'm okay with dating a man with children if their child is what I call aging out the system, like damn near 18 or about to be 18. Like I don't really want to deal with.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either.
I'm
yeah, especially for me. I guess for me, like my son is 27,
Oh, okay.
so I'm ready to this is my time to enjoy life. And I'm not saying like if I was to get married or meet someone with a child that's 13, 12, I can do that. But I ain't doing 2, 3, 4. I gotta cut off.
No,
now.
I don't-
You gotta be at least 13 and up for me.
But I don't even. So for me,
Okay.
I don't even know if I want to do that because I don't want to deal with baby mama drama bullshit.
I mean, but you're gonna deal with that regardless. It depends. It depending on their relationship. Cause I'm a baby mother.
But you don't give me baby mama drama vibes.
Well, because technically I'm the first baby mother. So for me, why would I do anything different?
Right.
Because I was the first. So for me, if someone have a problem with me, that's the one. And then I don't even like the child father. So it's just so if he was to get caught on fire right now, I wouldn't.
all right.
You understand?
But I don't know. So I find most of the men that I meet are full of shit. And I ain't trying to be going on no male bashing shit because I know how they say, oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear it. It's my experience. So
Yes.
most of the times I can find myself, like men for me give a good representative up front.
Oh yeah, you got to get them layers down.
But the fucked up part about it is it's those people that fuck it up for the good guys.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Because
yeah.
you just don't know. When you're first dating someone, you're trying to get just the gist of everything. And then, I don't know. I think it goes both ways. So sometimes I feel like we are not being honest to one another.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you do take it to this serious relationship, we wasn't upfront. So now you're seeing different things, the signs that you wasn't aware of prior. And that's why I think it goes wrong for me.
So let me ask you in terms of honesty, because that's one on my list. How honest is honest? Because for me, okay, I'll give you a scenario. The relationship that I was in for almost 10 years, back in the day, way when Dream was open back in the day. I felt like, because I was young, I was in my 20s, I told him any and everything. Like, we sharing stories, he vibing, we vibing, we drinking,
never
we
do
talking. I told everything to
I'm
that
the
man.
opposite. I don't tell.
And the minute we got into it,
Exactly.
it came up.
So like this morning I was on going to work and I was listening to Steve Harvey, and they had a call in regards to the girl. So her boyfriend, how many partners does she have?
Oh, she's a dummy. You's a dummy, bitch.
She said 11. He said, well, how you had 11? You're only 41.
What that mean?
He's saying like almost like, you having one every year.
I wonder how many he had.
But us as women, we can't say we had anything over 3.
First of all, if anybody asks me, it's 3.
That's what they said to say.
Period.
That's what they said
It's
to
3.
say. But they can say it's crazy because, men know that it's not 3. But we say 3.
You're never going to know what it really is.
Exactly.
'Cause
But only way they'll know if what it really is if they known you and you guys dipped and dabbed and reconnected.
No.
Yes. Yes, they
Michelle,
can. Yes.
They not, because at the end of the day, guess what? We as women we're smarter and quicker than
I'm
them,
not saying
period.
we're not, but just the same if a man tell you had 3 partners.
I know it's a lie.
Exactly. So it's the same.
But even I know it's a lie whether I know him my entire life
I
or not.
understand. That's what I'm just saying. They want to know it's a lie, regardless that
Yeah.
we're saying 3.
I
We
think-
both lie. And we both know that it's a lie.
I think they want to believe it's the truth. You think so?
Yeah, I guess make sense for them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they want to get through with that. But that's something that they have to process. Because the men, if you feel like it's more than 3, because my thing is, if I did say I slept with 50 men,
Then what?
then what? You don't want me?
Do you want her?
Do you want me or you don't want
us?
me? Exactly. Because what you going to do? At this point, like, I'm just being honest, like, how do what?
And let's be clear. A lot of times we want to take our pussy points back. Because
Baby, I took all of them back. If anything over 7 years, it does not count.
It's erased.
It's erased.
It's a negative.
Yeah.
It's like this.
I don't know you. Who is that man?
And if I see you in the street, shorty, you don't know
You,
me.
you don't know me.
That's
Don't
how
even
I
look
feel.
at me.
That's how I feel.
I'm just,
Because
I'm the same way.
we never want to increase our numbers. You force us to do that.
I don't even, I'm 3.
I'm thrice.
Yeah.
Trace.
Yeah.
Cinco.
Yes.
Maya.
All of
3.
that. Yeah.
That's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Me too.
So fuck it. But okay. I want to know everything, but then I don't want to know everything.
And that's the thing about us. And that's the thing I feel like we say we want to know the truth from a man, but we really don't want to know the truth.
But I do. But
No,
I
you don't. That's what I just said. You do not. We do not. Can you really handle it?
It depends. Okay, so what phase are we talking about?
I mean, just like,
If we talk about the list,
okay.
if we bring out the list,
Okay.
fuck buddies, friends with benefits, dating, committed relationships, and marriage.
But so when it starts off as fuck buddies, right? Then here come the feelings.
Not as fuck buddies?
Yeah, absolutely. So you never heard someone started out as fuck buddies and
They moved to friends with benefits.
okay, but there's still feelings coming to roll.
But why?
Because that's just how it is when you get some good dick. Sorry to say. That's just
I'm not saying that I have not had that.
No woman cannot say they did not.
But I think it's our fault, right?
It's both.
Because
It's both.
I'll tell you like this, no lie. If you, as a woman, I'm telling y'all, as women, if you decide to go in a fuck buddyship with a man, do not let him spend the night. Do not give him nothing.
Girl, that's
to
how it
drink.
stalls out. You know that.
Don't give him
That's-
nothing to drink.
Yeah, I don't agree with this because
Well, he's a fuck buddy.
but
You
that's
don't
that,
deserve
but
to
that's
eat.
but see,
None of that. No, I'm
Girl,
calling
please.
you. I'm calling you for a specific purpose. That's how women catch feelings. That's
but
how
that's
they catch
what I'm
feelings.
saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. You're saying all of this, but then what we do?
Then we move to a friends with benefits phase. But if you're trying to keep a man in a fuck buddy situation, like this, bow, like Martin go, bow, bow. If you're trying to keep him in a fuck buddy situation, he cannot stay over. He can't stay over.
But you know how men do.
That's why you
But
gotta
that's
be.
but that's
You gotta be on your shit. You gotta move him up.
I
after him.
understand that, but it don't always happen like that.
Wow.
It just don't. It just don't. I get what you're saying, but it just don't happen like that.
If you ladies out there just want a fuck buddy situation, make sure it's a supermarket sweep situation. Get that nigga up out your house immediately, literally. Like,
Next thing you know, they trying to bring their PlayStation over, playing with the kids. Saying, playing with the kids. Then here they go. We got grocery money. Then here we go. I got rent money. Here you go.
if
You
they
in a
got
house.
rent money, then that's okay. Then they not fuck buddies no more. If they got rent money,
Okay.
for real. If they got rent money, then you're not a fuck
But
buddy.
but then you can't get rid of them after that.
Well, you can if you take my class.
But if you take that,
No. How to get rid of a nigga in 2.5 seconds. I mean, for me, I do want to know because I'm a nosy motherfucker for real.
Mm-hmm.
And once I get caught up in the nosiness of it all, then I'll be like, damn, then I sometimes be looking at you sideways a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, what's that TikTok boombastic side eye? Sometimes, depending on the situation, because sometimes I need to be eased into it. But sometimes my easing into it is because I want to know, but then I need to process it to see how I feel about it. And I'm open to a whole lot. But then I feel like every person should keep 10% to themselves.
I think it should be more than 10%.
How much percentage?
50-50 for me.
50?
Yeah.
You only want to get 50 of the
That's
information?
it.
For real?
Because for me it's like, what's bullshit? So you saying 10%, you're not giving yourself no room for all the extra shit that's not the truth.
Wow.
Because 9 out of 10, they're not telling you the truth anyway.
So you're saying, so if I'm dating someone, you're saying I should only get 50% information about myself?
It depends on if you seeing this relationship going somewhere. So I guess it's just different levels to it for me.
Right.
So I guess depending on like how long you guys have been dating. So when you say 10%, is this like the first month or like what is this 6 months in or a year in? Like, because things gonna change if you start out 3 months, 6 months, because now you're seeing that this may work.
But even in a marriage, right, do you still give 150% of yourself? Because I just feel like every person should have that.
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
would not.
I feel like
I
every
would not.
person should have something to themselves,
Of
right?
course, absolutely.
So if my husband married me and he felt like, oh, my wife only been with 3 people and I'm the apple of his eye, I don't need to tell him after we married, I done been with 53 people. I don't need to tell him that.
Why?
Because it's only going to hurt him.
In the past is the past, right?
Yeah,
Everybody
so
have a past.
It doesn't matter.
It
so
does
I
not.
feel like, but that's still more than 50%.
I mean, yeah.
So what do you think is off limits about telling your partner?
The first thing is how many partners you have.
Of course. That's
First
stamp.
thing.
That's stamp. We done with that. That's signed, sealed, and delivered.
so
We ain't telling. Don't ask.
Money. Finance.
Okay. How much you make? But if once you start moving into a relationship, then you have to tell.
Correct.
Right.
But in the beginning, like, your money, your money. Then when we get to marriage, then we can figure out if we're going to open up a joint account. Things to that nature. And let's see, like, especially if we're going to move into a house together and things like that.
Are we married?
Yeah, we're married at this
At that
point.
point. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because at that point, if we're doing all of that, we should be already in the house.
True.
Everything should be just going the way it should be going.
But some men can't handle women that make more money than.
Absolutely. Because back in the days, always was the men.
And it should be that way, in my opinion.
So how do you feel about splitting bills in a relationship? How do you? Okay. Because you know, okay. Because people always say this is always the topic. For me, whatever works for me and my partner.
Yes.
So somebody can say, oh, this or that. Again, it's whatever works for me and my partner. Whatever you choose to do in your relationship, that's what you choose to do.
Okay, so let me back up. So let me not sound like a complete asshole, because I know people probably like, oh, this bitch don't, but she ain't never gonna get a man. But in my previous marriage, my husband paid the biggest bills and I paid
Utilities.
the other stuff.
Okay.
I don't have no problem paying utilities and stuff like that, but he gave me the opportunity. He didn't want me to work, so it was a little bit different. I was able to get a part-time job, so he allowed me to do that. But
hold on. What you mean by allow? That's what does that mean?
so it was different in our situation because of his religious beliefs
Okay.
and me knowing what I was marrying into.
Okay.
But
this the word allow to me that makes me like.
And you know what? He was the only person, in my opinion, who put his money where his mouth was.
Okay.
So
you was able to.
I felt like there was safety and security, which are my two pet peeves in a relationship. I felt like there was safety and security for me to feel comfortable enough to allow him to lead, because I have a hard time not controlling
Me too.
my situation.
Me too.
You know what
Me
I'm
too.
saying? Like, I'm very meticulous about what I do, how I do it, and who
Me
I
too.
allow in my circle.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and I have to get over it, which, you know, that's what therapy is for. But I feel like everybody got an ulterior motive. So what is your ulterior motive, right? And my heart, like, struggles with that a little bit, because I am a lover by nature. I'm a Cancer. Make sure you put a little.
First of all, well, Cancer men.
That's different.
Okay, well, Cancer women is a little crazy too.
We good crazy. We like the good witch of the West.
Well, we're not gonna get off topic then.
I mean, we can.
But yeah, Cancer.
But you know what it is about a Cancer? Because we have very good intuition. We are empaths. We know when somebody is bullshit. What you talking about? Why are you shaking your head now? Oh, okay. Don't do me. Because a Cancer, we are nurturers by nature. That's what we are.
You can say whatever you want to say.
So what
don't
you
forget
trying to
crazy.
say?
Just don't forget crazy.
I mean, but y'all push us then. But not you, because you my friend.
Oh.
Not you.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like.
You out there in TV land, you know who you are.
Oof. Yeah, but I mean.
What you think? So that's the misconception about Cancers. I feel like they say we're crazy. I don't think we're crazy. Can we get crazy? Yeah, we can get crazy, but we're crazy in love.
You're sensitive also.
Sensitive ass gangsters is what I like to call us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But at least you own your.
I own my shit.
Correct.
I think so. For me, it's only two ways: either you love me or you hate me. I don't
Right.
really know people. You know, people who.
But when I met you, your energy was very good. So for me, it was welcoming. I didn't see like standoffish or anything like that. I was like, okay, she cool. Because I really, you know, not to say I don't do females or anything like that, but at my age, my friends are my friends. So I like we're good. Mm-hmm. But you know, sometimes it just doesn't work like that.
What over 40?
Yes.
So when we talk about relationships, we're not just talking about male, female, male, male, female, female, however the alphabet community goes.
Correct.
We ain't talking about that. We're just talking about relationships in general.
Right.
So that even encompasses friendships.
Yes.
Because those are hard to navigate after 40.
Absolutely.
Like,
yes.
you
Because
literally-
things change. Because a lot of people that I have grown up with, we're not there anymore. And things happen, you know, and you just gotta hold yourself accountable, because people don't know how to do that. Mm-hmm. And once everybody could take accountability, then you will see like, okay, because no one is perfect. Mm-hmm. And I just think, far as friendship, it goes in relationships, just learn how to communicate, because some things that just be so minor, and we don't know how to communicate because nobody want to listen. Everybody want to overtalk versus just, okay, I messed up, I apologize.
Well, communication and accountability.
Yes.
I will say that, because you can have open communication, but if nobody's willing to take accountability, then what are we talking about for real?
Correct.
And it's not my job to make you accountable for your shit, which is another thing that I like to talk about is I think a lot of times men don't choose women that they know are going to make them accountable for their shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's easier to choose that hoe over there than to choose a person who, if you say you want to start a business and this is your dream and this, that, and the third, okay, what we doing to move towards that? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you said you was going to get the EIN number last week. Today is May 7th, you still don't have the EIN
Right. Yeah,
number.
you-
What's
some-
going
yeah.
on? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's easier to be with a man. Excuse me, misspoke. It's easier for a man to be with a woman that does not make them accountable versus a woman who makes them accountable. For some men, because there are some good men out there.
It
You know
is.
what I mean? And I think those are the ones that when they do find a wife, which is to find a good thing, they will be successful in their relationships. But I find, and I hate to keep saying but, and he gonna get on me in a second, but I find over 40, they ain't taking accountability for their shit.
It's like, what happened to that? You know-
Accountability?
Yes.
What age group we talking about?
Well, but I don't even really think it's the age. I just think it's the person, to be honest, because it could be somebody 50, 60. It's things that my aunt tells me, and I'd be like, well, when does it stop?
Right.
Because she's 60, mid-60. And the things that they go through would be the same thing that we go through
And
in
that's
40.
so
So it's
true.
just like, so I don't even know if it's an age thing. I just think it's who that person is.
That's so true. Because I have girlfriends that in their 60s or in their upper 50s, and they go through the same shit.
Yeah, it's just
that
different day.
we go through.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be surprised. These men still run the same lines.
Ain't
that
they
they-
old and tired?
Yeah.
Old and tired.
But they
tired
not,
and old.
they just old, they not tired. Because we can segue into
No,
that.
the lies. It's old and tired.
The lies are old and tired.
Yes.
For sure. But they sex drive is not.
No, they gonna hit whatever is walking. That's
If
the
it got a
part.
hole,
It's gonna go.
it's
Yeah,
gonna go.
yeah. I agree.
I mean, that's my thought process. Mims, what say you?
What was the question?
Oh, hell. All right, give me a break. Can I have a break for a second? So for me, when we talk about relationships, then we move into baggage and what the definition of baggage is. Because I feel like everybody comes to the relationship with baggage. Hopefully yours is designer, but it's baggage nonetheless, right? So if you haven't done your healing process, and even when you do, because I talk a lot of shit on here, but I'm really into mental health. I've been in therapy and I have no shames in saying that. I love my therapist. She's the best. Miss Walker is the best. But I got into therapy because of my marriage and not being happy and trying to navigate and not feeling like, you know, I was giving up, but then also putting myself first at the same time, because this isn't when my parents got married. This is now. So what they were doing back then, they're not doing now. So it's different. And so when I think about baggage, I think about everybody comes with it. But how do you navigate telling your story, which brings baggage, because you need your partner to understand where you've been and where you want to go, without your partner feeling like you're judging them or putting them in the same category as somebody from your past.
Correct.
Because I
that's what
have
happens.
gotten that.
Yeah. That's the number one thing from a past relationship to a new relationship. You try to make sure that you don't do what you did in your last relationship and your new relationship, but sometimes it comes to this new relationship. And here we go again, right? So how can this relationship work better than the previous one? And for me, when I'm in a relationship, I'm not the type of person that lives in the past, because we all have a past. So I'm not going to remind you of anything. I'm not going to do anything. If we come into the relationship and we say the do's and the don'ts, just make sure we don't do the do's or the don'ts. Because the first thing for me, my thing for me, is cheating.
Right.
So I know it's easier to say, oh, I want to step out or anything to that nature. Because who's really gonna have that conversation? Hey, I want to tell you, like.
I mean, they should.
But
are they really going to do it? Is
no.
the question.
Right. So that's my number one deal breaker for me.
Cheating. Even now.
Yes.
Is that my number one deal breaker? I think it's tie to tie. I think honesty and cheating are neck to neck.
Yes.
with
Okay.
me.
Yeah, but I'm just like, but especially like if that happened to you in your previous relationship, that's like a trigger for you. Especially if I've spoken to you about what made me leave my first relationship or my
Right.
last relationship, and then you had the nerve to do the same thing to me.
So let me ask you this, because I get this a lot. Like, if the characteristics, so I'm big on let me know when you get home. Once you leave me, and my disclaimer on that, when I was in college, I had a friends with benefits or dating relationship with somebody, and he wanted to come and see me at the dorm. And I was like, no, I'm going out with my girlfriends, whatever. Like, we can get together tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. He was like, damn, you really gonna go out with your friends that I'm trying to see? I'm like, go out with your friends. Like, I'm going out with my friends, whatever. I went out with my girlfriends. I came home. I just couldn't sleep for some reason. The phone rang in the middle of the night. I was trying to fall asleep. I answered the phone. I didn't even say hello. I said, what happened? The dude that I was seeing went out with his friends because I encouraged him, go out with your friends.
I'm following you.
The person who was driving ended up drinking too much. Everybody was drinking. They got into a car accident, and my friend died.
Wow.
They had a head-on collision. The light post came into the car, came through him to the back seat. The other person got paralyzed. The driver walked away without a scratch.
And that's the craziness, right?
That shit is
mentally. Yeah.
For me, it took me, and in addition to that, you never know if your nigga really a nigga till you go to his funeral. You go to his funeral.
Oh, you gotta
You go to his motherfucking court date. You gonna find out that nigga
that
ain't
happened
your
to me.
nigga.
Yeah, everybody should have went through that
Yeah.
at this point. Like, who's she here for? What?
I'm boo-hoo
Don't cry.
crying.
Yeah, you need somebody over
she
there. Yes.
boo-hoo crying.
Yes.
She boo-hoo crying. Your tears get a little light once you see everybody else falling on the motherfucking floor.
See, but one thing about me, I'm going there fashionable because I know it's going to be somebody else there. But you know, because once you leave, everybody already doing the conversation. Girl, this.
Did you
this,
see?
that,
And who that?
And what I'm not going to be, in my age, and anybody obituary, that special friend. Fuck you and that obituary. Excuse my language. Because that's what you're not going to do for Michelle.
Right.
That special friend.
And his special friend. But because of that, right? Because of that, I have a big thing about let me know when you make it home. Friend, foe,
I'm the same way though. I'm with my girlfriends. When we go out, that's the number one thing. And then if they don't, hey, where y'all at? Because I gotta go to sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are big on that. Me and my friends, we are big on it.
And it's valid, right?
My man. Yeah, we was the same way.
So what I find when I say things
My
like,
ex, I'm sorry.
it's all right.
Yeah.
It takes a while.
Girl, shut up.
I'm using that as a light one, even though it's a tragic story. It's a light one because I've experienced a lot early on. So if I tell you, hey, you know, I experienced something traumatic back in the day, and it's really important to me that once we leave each other, I require it of my friends. Like, this is one of my love languages. I need to make sure that you're safe, and you don't do that. And I bring it up to you, and you say you're going to do it, and then you do it, and then you don't do that. Like, why is that the ultimate response is, oh, that you just doing that because it's something for your past? How about it's a trigger for me, and because of my past, it has made a staple for me.
But then you dismissing my feelings by even saying that, because it's not a bad thing. It's not even. I
don't think so.
Yeah, because again, so much things is happening in the world, right? Mm-hmm. So somebody just saying that, it's not like I'm trying to keep tabs on you. I'm just make sure that you got to your destination.
So that's in that example.
Right.
But that's a part of my baggage.
Oh,
right?
me too.
So when we talk about baggage in general, people's insecurities are baggage. I mean, we could fill a whole goddamn bag up.
And that's what I cannot deal with. That's another
man that's insecure.
And my ex was insecure. And he's a Cancer.
Y'all getting a bad rap today.
Me
included. No, I'm saying, I'm talking to the camera.
Okay.
TV, people out there in TV land, Cancers, we getting the bad rap on the male and the female side.
Yeah, the men are
we'll
something
make
special.
Our way back.
The men are something
We'll
special.
make our way back.
Yeah, but yeah, insecurity, so for me is like, especially when I know I'm not doing anything.
But is it insecurity? Is it per se insecurity, or are you doing something to trigger that in him to make him feel like?
It can be a combination at times, but for the most part, it's insecurity. Because, you know, the way we started out in our relationship, we started out as friends. We've been friends since I was in high school. So this is nothing new. So with that, you know how you dip and dab and you come back, you meet each other again. And you go back, you meet each other again. So you can't go off on when we was just kicking it, right? Because that's two different sides of this relationship. So that side of me, we were in a relationship. But when we became in a relationship, I'm not going to bring what we were doing when we were just kicking it.
Well, did y'all both know y'all were kicking it?
At that time, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We was friends.
Okay.
Always. But then when we moved in together and everything like that, everything changed because this is my man. I'm his woman. Like it wasn't nothing else. And everybody knew this. So I didn't step out. I didn't cheat. I didn't even entertain people. But sometimes he may feel like I were. You know.
Why? What did he think?
It just things that, it was just things, you know. I'm not perfect, you know, little things. And then, you know, when you're dealing with certain people and you're known and that person may be known, it's just a small world. So things like that. But for the most part, nobody can say I did anything. It might be like, for him, he might say that I shouldn't be conversating with anybody or anybody in my past.
Oh, in your past, okay.
But it could be just conversation, not anything either going anywhere, not sexual or anything like that. But for him, he felt like you shouldn't talk to any of your exes.
But does he know, did he know at the time what your relationship status was with them? Like
Yes.
y'all were just friends?
Yes.
So then let's go back into that. And you're going to say I'm man bashing again, but I really don't give a fuck. I honestly feel like men can't, a man wants a woman to understand that somebody that they dated in their past, they could still be friends with. But I've heard this several fucking times in relationships that a man can't be a woman's friend.
Yeah.
Because a man is always going to want to.
And I think for him, because he don't, you know how some people do not talk to their ex.
I don't talk to several of them.
Right, but some people, you may still talk to your ex, but it's not like you're on the phone with them. Like, for instance, my phone number been the same for, I'm at least say, 25 years.
Yeah, that's how
So I don't have any control over who calls my phone.
That's true.
So if I feel like somebody might call my phone and feel like they overstepping, I'll block
You're going to cut
them.
it off. And then that goes into trust, right? Another aspect of a relationship is trust and honesty and loyalty and integrity. So if you trust me, then you should know even if they step out of line, I'm going to handle my shit.
But do they really trust us?
That's a good question.
Do you trust me when I'm when I'm away from you, or you only trust me when I'm in your presence?
Well, what they say is that they don't. What they say is it's not that I don't trust you, it's that I don't trust them, or that I'm a man and I know how men think. Therefore, this is the reason why I tell you what I tell you.
And see, for me, I did not have. He didn't make me not trust them. You understand what I'm saying? So I never thought that he was doing anything. If he were, it never came back to me.
So in that situation, did that person have people who cheated on them in the past?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what it was. Yeah. But I feel like I was getting that as well, because it's like, because that happened to him, then he's giving me what happened to him, and I didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not fair to me.
So,
and that's the reason why I did not cheat, because he told me this. Mm-hmm. So when he told me this and I told him mine, we said that's what we're not going to do to each other, is cheat on someone. Mm-hmm. But he said sometimes that he felt like that I was entertaining people. And I
what's
shouldn't.
entertaining? Having a conversation? Or is it specific to your exes? Right? Because mine was, in my past relationship, it was a motherfucker could talk to me and he would go ballistic. Like, literally go ballistic. Like, my past marriage, he would say, do me a favor, stay the fuck away from my wife. Nigga, we at the motherfucking bar and these motherfuckers is drinking. He just said, you know, we just, because I'm a personable person, so I always would say, the thing that attracted you to me is the thing that you almost hate me for in the same way, because
absolutely,
you thought it was specific to you, but this is me as a person.
I understand. I feel like that as well. I understand. And it's just like, for me, like, I'm the person that's going to be the party person. I'm loud when it's necessary. Like I'm into sports, so I'm gonna play spades. I'm gonna look at the games. I'm going to be that person. So if I can't be who I am with my man, it's not going to work.
Exactly.
Because I don't want somebody that you're supposed to be in love with looking at you every time you're doing what you're doing and being yourself. Because this is who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change myself to forget who I am for anyone. Because that's when you get lost in your relationship. So I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for me to have to tell someone, like, I can't be myself is a problem. Because you don't see what I'm saying. Because if you did, you making me feel some type of way. And it's hurtful.
It is.
Because you're like, this is the person that you love, supposed to be your number one cheerleader.
Yeah. And things
because
change.
I don't make him feel like that.
And things change after. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I can only speak on my experience, right? So I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like the person that you're with changes when you move in with each other.
Oh, absolutely.
It changes when they put that ring on your finger. It changes when you sign that motherfucking paperwork, because the person, and I'm not bashing my ex, but at the same time, I want women to understand that when you fall in love with somebody, you still have to keep yourself.
Yes.
And you cannot
That's the number one.
change everything about you to be subservient to a man to be a good wife. That is not what it is about.
Because when you do that and then this relationship fails, then what you're going to be doing to get yourself back to where you was at.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take that's a journey within itself to get back to where you was. You know what I mean? Because you didn't change your life, and then and half the time the men don't even see that they don't even see what. And that's the thing about us. When we think that we're changing or trying to change them, and they don't recognize that or they don't see it, it's like, oh,
what the fuck am I doing this for?
Because in your heart, in your mind, you know you have done some things different.
Yeah, way different. Like, I stopped eating bottom feeders. I couldn't eat shrimp. I couldn't eat lobster. I couldn't eat crab. And I love crab. I love it. I love Christmas. I couldn't have Christmas. I couldn't do half of the things. You know what I'm saying? That I really, really wanted to do. I couldn't do those things. But for the greater good of love,
we all do some things, right?
And I'm willing to sacrifice for love. But I realized in that situation, the things that I was giving up, and I saw what he was bringing to the table, and it wasn't matching up what I was giving up. It was like, yeah, I had to take some time, and I had to go through therapy to really find myself again and value myself again, because I put so much of myself into that relationship. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage. It could be somebody that you're dating or whatever. When you put so much of yourself into that relationship that you don't hold on to yourself, which is why I always say, if you're going to give, don't ever give 100%, because you need to keep something for yourself. And somebody taught me that a long time ago. It was a person that I actually was dating, believe it or not. He told me that, and we used to argue about that all the time. And he was like, why would I give 100% of myself to anyone? I need to have something for myself. Absolutely. Because otherwise I lose me. And at the time I took it as like rejection, like, oh, you don't really want to be with me because you still holding back, but I get it now. And it took me getting to my 40s to understand that. Because I didn't understand that in the beginning. Because I was very like, women can do whatever, a man can do this, that, and the third. But we are built differently, and we do feel differently, and we live differently, and we love differently. So I had to understand how that changes after a certain period. And, you know, that's what relationships are about.
Yes, they are.
After 40. Thank you for tuning in to the 40 and Over Experience podcast on YouTube. Hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Be clear, women have eyes, for sure. And we see shit too. So it's not like, we just don't act on, but see what I'm saying? Like, we don't act on every single thing. I feel like, and Mims, forgive me, because it's your species. I feel like men, y'all, literally, it don't matter. I could put the worst bitch out on the motherfucking block, and a nigga out of 100 cars, a nigga, if she got a fat ass and some titties, if not, she gotta have a bag over her fucking head. It gotta be something about her, and a man is gonna bite. Women are not like that. We not like that. Because we're emotional creatures. You gotta bring more to the table than on what the fuck you look like.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it might be easier for a man after a certain age to continue to want to be out there like that. And that's not what I'm looking. Then don't fucking approach me. That's how I feel about it. Don't approach me because I see them out there and they act like they want to give you the world. So you think at a certain level, maturity is with that. And you have grown, and you have stopped playing the fucking games. If you still want to play the game in your 60s the same way you was playing it in your 50s and your 40s,
right?
I'm tired of that
It's
shit.
old.
I'm tired of that
definitely
shit.
old.
And then you want to be with this one and that one for fucking what? Nigga, you don't have that much longer on this earth, and you better hope your motherfucking kids like